ask. So that's the idea.
Okay, I think it's
time.
Let's get started. I don't want to keep you long here. So I just want to review the timeline. I want to tell you what the main changes are, and I want to show you the system so you can see what the new look and feel is. So I always lose my cursor. So in terms of dates, I think there are 3 critical dates. February, and Jim, this would be very important for you. February 10th is the last day that the companies have to add new students and to inactivate students, because that's when we're going to freeze the student accounts in terms of transferring them to the new system. So make sure that if anybody asks, February 10th is the last day to do your cleanup. We do have webinars online that show people how to do that, and I'm going to show you where the new website is for that. The second important date is February 10th. That is the last day our current system is going to be available. So after that, we're going to go in a downtime from the 21st to the 1st of March. And then on March 2nd, that's when we're going to start our new system. So there's going to be downtime from the 21st to the 1st. The 2nd, we go live with the new system. So there are going to be webinars during those 3 weeks from the week of the 16th to the 2nd. So we're going to have separate webinars for students, for the administrators, and for curriculum coordinators. So there's going to be one webinar for each one of those positions once a week during those 3 transitional weeks.
And just to make clear, after the 10, you cannot register new students, but the system is available for the existing students. So just from the 10th to the 21st, the system will be available, but you cannot put new students in or take students out.
Yeah.
So if you have junk, we're going to move the junk. Basically, if you have students that are registered there, we wouldn't like to move it, but it will be moved then, and the students will freeze on that day, the 10th. The current system is available. Everybody can come in and get training, but then we will, on the 21st, then we need a week to move all the thousands and thousands of records to the new system. And then on the 2nd, the new system will have the data from the old system and people can get in the new. And there will be 3 weeks of training during the week that is no access to the system, and the week after. So Anna will be the webinar master for those 3 weeks.
I will lose my voice then. Any questions about that timeline? Does that make sense? We're good? Okay. So in terms of the resources, we did create a new website that is dedicated to the transition. So if anybody has any questions, and for whatever reason we're not available or it's on the weekends, 2015lms.com is the new site that covers everything that is related to the online training. We have been doing a series of webinars. You can find them in that site under the webinars menu, and they're all listed in order with explanations of what contains each one of them. So there are 3 already in there. So this would be the perfect resource, 2015lms.com. What is new in this new system? It's mobile ready, so people are going to be able to train using tablets. We tested on the iPhones, and we can look at the courses. It's not the best place to do training, but it does work. We have a dashboard, so now the stores don't have to really run a report to get a snapshot of the training that's going on in their store. So that's kind of an infographic page where you have charts, you have information on when people are registering, what's the most popular course, how many courses, how many sessions you have had in your group for this week. All that data is going to be all just laid out in one page. Now they are going to be able to do mass registration. So if you have 30 students that you want to upload, you do it just by uploading a spreadsheet instead of registering one person at a time. They are going to have the opportunity to do custom reports. So we have a series of basic reports that they can customize by adding or removing information from those, setting up particular time frames. They're going to have total control over their reports. One thing that is very brand new, it's the custom learning plans. Now there's going to be a new position called the curriculum coordinator. And that position is going to allow the stores to create a learning plan either for a group, for an individual. They're going to be able to control when a course is due. So you have a new initiative and you want everybody to be trained on, I don't know, on store safety in the next 3 months because you're going to have some reviews afterwards. So you can set up dates and due dates for those trainings to be completed. And the students will get notifications if they are not completing it. You can check the status of those particular assigned enrollments with due dates. So it's a lot more power for the administrators to run their plans. This will also allow them to create custom curriculums per position or per groups or per department, and they can set it up with prerequisites and due dates too. So that's the learning plans. In terms of languages, this system has, I don't know what, 30, 40 languages. So you can switch the interface of the system just on a click and go to any language that you want. In terms of future features, we're going to have groups, and groups are really cross-functional groups. For example, right now in a hierarchical system like the one we have, our stores are organized based on LDCs, if you're IGA, on LDCs, and then by headquarters, and then the stores under the headquarter. This group system is going to allow you to do, for example, if you have 5 stores and you want to have grouped the cashiers, you're going to be able to create cashiers and put people in there regardless of which store they belong to.
A group of butchers, a group of bakery people, so you can create groups inside the organization.
And then the next feature is the newsletters, which is going to allow you to communicate with people via newsletters and sending messages. And then that would be very helpful when you have groups. And there is also a blog or a forum feature that we're going to be releasing later on, where you can have moderated discussions on any topics that you choose to. Any questions? That's a brief summary of what we are talking about. And then I think we need to review the positions. In the current system, we have students and we have administrators. In this system, we're going to handle those a little different. Everybody in the system is going to be a student. The administrator position, it's going to be a generic position that is not going to be tied to an individual. This becomes really efficient because we've seen that there's a lot of turnover and changes of roles and responsibilities within the stores. So having one account that multiple people can access to do the same administration is going to save all the time in setting people up, in inactivating people. So it's going to be more efficient in terms of having always an administrator that is valid within the store. And then we have the new curriculum coordinator, and that's a position that is going to have an annual fee of $250. And the reason why this position has a fee is because it's a position that needs to be managed. For you to be able to assign courses to people and create learning plans, you need to have access to the courses. So we have to set up permissions for anybody who has a curriculum coordinator position for the new courses that are coming out. If they have custom courses, we need to add those to the courses that they can manage, and that is a constant management for us. So that's why we have a $250 fee.
Yeah, and just to be clear on that, that is new because we are giving extra over and above what they used to have in the old system. Everybody could train their people without this. We are offering the same, so it's not that you need that position. You don't need. You need that position to do tailored things to your store and design a little curriculum, let's say, for the bakery people, a little curriculum for what you think is people that are onboarding and you want to do something. So this is a cost recovery because it is a big administration on our side to then give permission to every single course and allow those permissions. So basically, we are the feature that we used to have in the past. People will have. We will have an administrator. They will register them even better, even better than the past. But this is an over and above, and requires us to do more work. But especially for large groups or people that want to do tailored curriculums, this is new, over and above, and is one-time fee for the year. So just so you know, that's new.
And that's different than the Learning Leader, correct?
That is correct. The Learning Leader is a curriculum that we're going to create, which will give the education. Obviously, the curriculum coordinator should even take the course of the Learning Leader. The Learning Leader is a curriculum, and the Learning Leader will have the powers of the administrator, and it will know how to use education. And so, correct, is different, and the curriculum coordinator should take the Learning Leader course, and the function of the Learning Leader will be through the administration part. So just a good question.
Okay, so
but this idea, again, just to say this, we are putting giving much more power to do over and above things.
Right.
You know, so people can do their own tailored programs at their store. And that requires us to do maintenance and create many permissions and all of that.
Sure.
actually, one other thing that I didn't include it in there was the libraries that we have. The way in which we organize the courses is going to shift a little bit. It's not going to be a significant change, but instead of having a supermarket library, we're going to have a positions library that includes supermarket and convenience store positions. So it's going to be a little different, but nothing that people are going to get lost on. Courses are still going to be there, and there's going to be searchability for all the courses. What you're seeing in your screen now, it's the new website, 2015 LMS. I just wanted to show you where the webinars are. So I click on webinars, and I have here a list. This is much better, right? And where you can see all the different webinars. So you just click the plus sign, and it gives you the link to YouTube to go to the videos. And it lists the first one. The first one in the list is the one that for people that are going to be using the new system. These are the main features. It's kind of an introductory training to the new system. The second one, it's an implementation webinar, and this is for people that want to think how they're going to implement their online training program. It's more of a planning and design webinar than an actual features in the new system. And the first one, which is the last one in the list, which was done in August 6th, is the one we did to teach people how to clean up their system and run the reports that they might need to identify students that are not there any longer and all that good stuff. So you're going to have all those webinars in there. Okay, and then let's take a peek at the new system. So from any of the home pages from our corporate universities, you're going to be able to click on new online training logon on the lower right here. And it's going to take you to the login page. And you just log in. Let me just use an administrator.
And each group will see their own screen with their look and feel and their brand. So we are showing a generic screen right now, but each group, if you're an IGA, if you're an NGA, you will see your own screen that way. So just because we have many people from, so IGAs will see the IGA Coca-Cola Institute side, NGA people will see theirs, but just if you are not seeing, because we have many people from many groups at this point.
Yep, and when you log in, you go automatically to My Courses page, and that lists the courses that you're currently working on. That's why it's chosen here, active courses. If you want to see the courses that you have completed, you just click completed courses, and that's in your courses. So anything that is going to show up in this view of My Courses is stuff that you already have enrolled, either completed or are working on. So all courses shows the completed and the ones that you're currently working on. On the left side, you have the menu, and if I roll over the menu, I'm going to have the ability to go back to my courses window or view the course catalog. And the course catalog, it's people in the U.S., for example, will have access to the English catalog, which is all the basic courses in English. They're going to have access to the Spanish catalog and also to the USA catalog. And if they have anybody who has a custom library or catalog will have additional ones. If you see the English one is followed by a View More courses, that means that obviously there's a lot more courses in there. So I click on that and then displays all the courses that are in that particular catalog. I can use this drop-down box here to shift to any catalog in particular. And then this categories menu that I have here, this is what our old libraries used to be. So if you want to see only the courses related to management, then you can filter, use the categories basically as a filter to specific topics of courses. You can also pull out any course that you want by using the search box here on the right side. So if I type cashier, it will find the cashier course for me. And it didn't find it because I was in the management library. So I have to go to all categories, and now it will find it for me. So it will search only in the group or category that you have selected. So that's basically the navigation of the courses. So if you want to go into a course, you just click on it, and now we have a landing page for the course where I can see the different elements or learning objects that are related to this course. So if you look at the gray bar, I can see 3 of them, and I have an arrow pointing to the right side, so that means that there are more objects there. So this course has 5 tests, and the first piece of the learning objects is the cashier, and that's where the course content is going to be. So if I launch that, it's going to take me to my course. And we have made significant changes to the layout of the system. You're going to see that we still keep our table of content, but it's not displayed all the time. So I have my table of contents here in the top left, and I can go to any particular topic on my course just by choosing that topic. And I do have if you look on the top bar on the right side, you can see the transcript, and that is basically all the narrations that are available in the course, so you can see any particular narration at any time. Going back, I have my tips, which is the same functionality that we have so far, and that is to allow people to give us feedback and comments on the courses. And then you can use your previous next buttons to navigate through the course. So that's what happened to the course. And actually, we used to have a bookmark, exit bookmark button. We don't have it now because now the system bookmarks your page automatically. So when I close, the system is going to remember that I'm on this page. It will open automatically in this page. So the bookmark now is a default feature. I'm going to close here, and I'm going to scroll down here on the course portal, and I have additional information here. So I have the date that I subscribed to the course, the date when I last accessed it. It tells me that there's a certificate to be obtained through when I complete this course. It tells me the time that I have spent on the course, and this is totally brand new. So I spent 2 minutes, and it's tracking that. I haven't completed any part of the course, and so that's why my green circle is at 0%. And that percentage is divided on the number of elements that you have in that course. So this course has 6 elements, so that 100% is going to be divided by 6 by 6. So when I complete the cashier, it's going to be that component what's going to be marked as complete. And then I have, again, my course description and the ability to make comments on the course. So Jason said he thought the course was great, so I can come here and comment, I agree, and publish that. So we can have comments, and we automatically monitor this conversation, so so it shouldn't be a problem to have any comments on those.
Hey, Anna.
Yes.
When people post and then you respond, is that something they get a notification in their email, or do they have to be in the system to see that they have a notification?
That's a good question.
It's a great feature. I'm just curious.
I need to figure it out.
I think you don't get notification.
There is, when we get a notification, I just don't know exactly where.
We do?
We do, because we asked Marquis in the demo, and it's like, well, these people are going to be publishing there. We need to know.
Oh, okay.
And he said, you can get it. But we haven't turned that on technically yet.
So the comments, like Jason being the student, he said, I thought it was great as well. Where does that go? I mean, is that on a public board? I'm sorry, or is that just on this course?
This is the board. This is where it's going to stay. Anybody who makes a comment.
So on this front. Oh, okay.
It's going to stay here.
Okay.
We are going to be notified that there are comments, but this is where the comments live.
Okay. Okay.
Because there is a feature that as we switch it off is the social that you can monitor, but that's tied to the forum MS. So
well, that's what I thought that the forum you will get, but I didn't know here. But we are good question. We need to. I need to learn that myself.
Yeah, as I understand it, we will be notified of this.
Okay.
So we will document that before we launch.
Yeah. And Heidi is another option, which is the forum that is generic. And that for sure And this one,
This correct. We need to look into that in more
look on
detail.
that one.
Yeah. So, so that's what you have in here. If you look on the gray bar on the left side, you'll see that it lists all the elements of the course. So this is kind of a different way of launching any of the pieces of the course. And then I can run reports for that course. Because this account that I'm using is an administrator account. So if I get out of here and go back to my courses, and I looked at my administrator feature, actually, let me show you the learning plan. In this case, this person doesn't have any learning plan assigned to them, so that's why it's empty. And then I have my activities. And every student is going to have a My Activities page where they have kind of a summary of all their history, basically. When were they enrolled the first time, how many active courses they have, when was the last time they logged in, how much total time they have spent in courses, of the courses that are registered in, what the progress is. This here, see all activity within 12 months. It's it should be a graph. Let me see, because I think I need to update my browser. If you bear with me a second, I can try on my other account. Let's see, activities, and here it is. For some reason in Explorer, and it happens only in my computer, it doesn't display the activity bars, so you can see the different, so I can roll over any of the points of that graph, and it will tell me, well, in January, I did 25 sessions. In February so far, I haven't done any with that account. So it tells me that my top 3 most viewed courses, my performance, so I haven't completed anything in this account, so that's why it's all flat. And I haven't taken any courses, so that's why it's all 0% in my test scores. But it also measures my averages for test scores. So for administrator, now for a student, it's very easy for them to now come in and see all the details of everything that they've done. So let me just go back to the NGA administrator account, because I don't want to overwhelm you with all the features that I have there. So we saw the dashboard, user, courses, classroom, we don't have anything going on. Courses you would have as an administrator. If you have a curriculum coordinator position assigned to you, then you will have access to all the courses, so you are able to assign them to somebody. And then they will have that learning plan feature in the administrator, and that will allow me to create a learning plan that I can assign to somebody. So in this case, we have one that it's an NGA task one. I haven't assigned any courses to it. That's what that orange button is for. And I can come here and assign courses, and I can come and pick the Beer Connoisseur 3 courses, and I'm going to make a learning plan out of that. And I just click confirm, and it does pick those courses. And then in here on the right side, there are those chain links, and that means that you can put a prerequisite to any of these courses. So if I click on there, I can come and pick any of the courses in my learning plan to make it a prerequisite. So that's the idea. And then once I'm done, I can come and find my learning plan again and then assign people to it. So I just click the little icon, orange icon with the people, and then I can click assign users, and then from the users in my group, I can pick anybody to assign to that learning plan. So that's the gist of the learning plans. As an administrator, you have a dashboard that is different from the dashboard that you have as an individual, because this dashboard, really, you can customize the time period that you want to see this information for. So if you're only interested in seeing the last year, then the whole information will shift for that particular time period. So it will give you alerts regarding the courses. It will give you the recent activities for that particular group, the number of sessions, the course completions, the enrollments, and then a summary of course activity and a summary of individuals. And then it lists the most popular courses in my group and the least completed courses in my group, along with the most completed. So right now, the information, it's not very good, obviously, because we don't have enough usage. But once it starts populating, it will start looking like somebody's using the system. So that's the dashboard. And then for the users, you will be able to register students or find any particular student within the system. So if I want to see NGA students, I click on NGA, and then these are the people that are under my NGA group. And then for every student, you can inactivate them by clicking on that check mark over inside the green circle, and that will inactivate that individual. You can also, which is different in the system, you can delete people. So you can click delete, and that account will be forever gone, or you can edit anybody's profile. So if I click edit, I get the account, the student account information, and I can change and update their information. And I can even reassign them by using the branches link. And obviously, it will only display the groups that you have access to. So you could technically move somebody. If you have a headquarters with 5 stores, you will be able to move people from one store to another using that administrator headquarters position. So that's kind of a quick breeze through the system. Any questions? So it's about 10:35. So I wanted to keep it around half an hour. If anybody asks any questions or you have any questions yourself, I'll give you the exact answer for your question, Heidi. I need to.
Well, that's fine. I was just curious.
No, it is a good question, and every time I show something to somebody, they ask me a question of something that I really haven't explored or that we haven't touched yet. So it is all good preparation for our users. So user rollout. And by the way, we have about 15 stores already using the system.
Great.
Okay.
So there's obviously some, wonderful features, and this is a huge move over. It seems like we need a kind of a detailed communication plan or a rollout to the system. So I was kind of thinking about how we could use the independent view and eNews to do this.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? The way we did the Alliance site when we first redid it was we gave it an entire week in the independent view.
Yeah. And
would it make sense to maybe make that first week of March devoted to the Institute, and we could do different days within that week, talking about why we did the move over the first day, and then highlighting different features and, of the system.
Don't you think that it would be best to do it the week that we're out, that week of the 23rd, before the actual launch?
We certainly could if you wanted to do it that way. Whatever makes most, the most sense to you is how we could do it. So do you want to do something like that, and then we coordinate eNews with it?
Sure.
Sounds good. I think, and that calendar there in terms of eNews too, before that, if we could do something, because that day on the 10th that you're seeing there is the day that we're gonna freeze new users. Perhaps doing something that day too, just to inform one more time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Anna, we should probably try to talk sooner rather than later about developing some kind of calendar and getting everything together. And the week of the 23rd is good because I don't have that set yet, so we could still make that work.
Okay.
Sounds
That
good.
sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Okay. So
This looks awesome.
okay. Thank you.
I wasn't all too familiar with the current or the older version, but this looks
But
really
Megan,
cool.
if you haven't seen the old one, let me show it to you so you can see. When you look at the
A
old,
true appreciation.
it's when you say, "Oh my God, this is just."
Yeah, this is way better.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, this is the login page for the old one, for the current one, and then you choose your position, and then
Very cumbersome, I think, is the best way to put the old system.
yeah, it's very very click driven. Nothing is WYSIWYG, so you have to do any feature, you have to go through a wizard, or you can't do it. Everything has to be run through wizards and reports.
No.
So this is the list of courses. So no graphics, no opportunity to do anything. And if you're an administrator and you want to get information, all you can do is just go on the tools and run these wizards. And they're not pretty. They all look like this. So it's a whole new universe. So I've been looking for feedback from the people that are currently using, and nobody's having problems. I keep emailing them and telling them, like, it's just let me know what's going on, and they're like, no, we're good. And I'm like, oh, that's music to my ears.
Anna, this is Jim Griffin.
Hey, Jim.
And maybe I missed it. Is the tutorial, the IJ Coco Institute tutorial, has it been updated yet for all what you're showing?
No. Right now, what they have to get, Jim is referring to the welcome courses. We do have welcome in the current system. We have welcome course for students and a welcome course for managers. And so what we're going to be doing for this new system, because there's no time to develop a detailed course because things are changing. I mean, we're discovering new things. We're positioning things differently. I mean, we know the features and we know the system, but making it real for the students, those things I'm still working. As I train more people, then we figure out what the best way to present things are. So we are not doing an official course yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do recordings for the specific features, and this is how you do that, and this is how you do the other thing. And then during the webinars, that's when we're going to be training. We're going to have 3 weeks of training available, so people should be able to join at one of them at any point, at some point.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, and those webinars that are in the LMS, this will teach them. This is the webinar that I did to launch the people in the pilot group, and that's what I taught them, and they did pretty well. So there are going to be resources.
Now this is almost like a tutorial, and we will have more. But in the future, we'll have a detailed tutorial, but right now those will work as tutorials in a sense.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Well, I guess I will let you guys go if there are not any more questions. And thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.